Hey guys, what's up? It is your friendly neighborhood Ubers here, back again with another Isaac Breaking Run. This time we're starting with Technology 1. And you might be asking yourself, hey, weren't you gonna make episode 300 The Lost? I was, until I attempted to beat The Lost for 2 hours and 26 minutes. And then I decided I can't. And I don't want to deal with the stress of it. So, that'll do. That'll do. So sorry about that. I'm not doing it though. If Lost shit gets added in Afterbirth, which, I mean, if it does, I probably will put it off as long as physically possible, but I'll have to do it eventually, so. I guess wait for that or something. But, no, I'm not gonna take my time that I would like to spend actually enjoying myself doing something that is as far from enjoyable as The Lost. I just don't understand how people can have fun doing it. I don't. The only reason that I ever did The Lost was because it was required to finish the game. That's it. I will never ever do The Lost unless it's required to finish the game, and then I'll just do as much as is required. Because The Lost sucks. Here's the one good thing, though. For those of you who've probably been thinking in the back of your mind, but being such polite bastards to never actually bring it up about why I do normal instead of hard mode, or wondering why I do normal instead of hard mode, hey, we're doing hard mode now, so that's cool, right? Stop with your bullshit, Haunt. I really do wish that the Haunt actually fucking killed himself. I don't wish that many people kill themselves, in fact none, but I do, well, clearly not none. I do wish the Haunt killed himself. That would be just great. That would be awesome. I would love it. I think most people would. I think most people can agree of all of the people or things that exist in the universe, one thing that we can all agree on is that if the Haunt fucking killed himself, everything would be better, right? I think that's reasonable. But yeah, by the way, I'm on hard mode because there's no reason to play The Lost on normal mode, so I was gonna be like, hey, look at me, I'm doing it on hard mode and everything's great. So that's the reason I was on hard mode, forgot to change it before I started resetting for items, and now here we are. Doesn't matter. Right, so this run's going pretty much immediately as anticipated for the very first hard mode attempt at all. Which is to say, I take retarded damage in really fucking dumb ways, and then no hearts drop because it's hard mode. So, hey, we did it! I just had to shit talk the game, and then we got our item. Our heart. And we got spirit hearts. We in this. Alright. So, there are a few things I wanted to talk about in this video, though. One of which is I am excited for the OverWatch beta beginning on October 27th. It's a closed beta with open stress tests, presumably on weekends. They hinted that it would be weekends, but not necessarily always weekends, which essentially means you can play the game as if it was open beta, but for a limited amount of time, just so they can make sure that they have their servers prepped for the launch, which is cool. It's a great thing. It's a thing that Blizzard tends to do with their video games, because they've, you know, it's not their first rodeo. But Overwatch seems sweet as hell, and I'm excited for it. Let's see, other things. Afterbirth is also, I mean, that's getting released on the 30th? And again, if you haven't pre-ordered, do it, because it is cheap as fuck right now. It's probably going to be like double the price or something once it fully releases, if you play this game at all. I would highly recommend pre-ordering Afterbirth, as it is $6.66 at the moment. So yeah, that's it for like games news, basically. That's we're done now. And I do want to say, if you guys don't know, by the way, who Totalbiscuit is, first of all, shame on you. Secondly, I would highly recommend looking into the news surrounding him, because it is very, very sad. So definitely do your research on that. I'll sum it up for you. Basically, he's been going through chemotherapy. He's had cancer, been fighting back for years, and supposedly it went into recession, but as you probably know with cancer, it's a lot more complicated than that, and apparently it's come back, and according to the doctors, it is terminal. So the good thing is he's still alive right now, and also that specific form of cancer mostly affects elderly people, so the estimated, like the estimated amount of time he has left could very easily be off for him because he is not elderly. But regardless, cancer fucking sucks. And of all, you know how I talked about the only person that I think everybody can agree on should go kill themselves and would be great. I think cancer is another great one. I think most people can agree with that. If cancer could just go fuck off and kill itself, that'd be awesome. So, yeah. I don't know. It's really fucking, I don't know. It's some really, really sad news. But again, he is still alive and kicking, and that's great. And I'm sure he's probably gonna really not change anything, and he's gonna keep doing the great work that he's always done for the gaming community. But I don't know. As a longtime fan, it's like, again, I don't, like, kind of piggybacking off of my last episode, where I was like, you know, you hear about fucking shit happening, like, school shooting, and you're just like, whatever. You know, and you hear, like, you hear about people dying in the news, and it, like, doesn't really hit you, because to you, they're essentially anonymous. I don't know, it's fucking, it almost hurts to hear the stuff about TB. And I've never met him or talked to him or anything, but yeah, I don't know. It's crazy shit. The world is a fucking shitty place or something. Anyway, let's try to be upbeat for the rest of this episode. How about that? That'd be great. All right. Video games. Let's go. Yeah, so fuck the Lost. I'm not doing the Lost until I have to. Covered that. Overwatch. I actually want to talk more about Overwatch. If you haven't seen anything about Overwatch, I would recommend looking up stuff about Overwatch, because it's very cool. I mean, it's TF2, right? Nobody can really deny that it's heavily inspired by TF2. Both on a visual and gameplay level, it's very clearly inspired by TF2. So don't try and tell me it's not, devs. But it's cool because it's interesting. I don't know. Like, it's if TF2 and I want to say Dota had a love child, but I don't know. People seem to be very upset when the game is compared to MOBAs, and I don't think that's a reasonable complaint, because it is. I mean, so if you know nothing about Overwatch, it's a first-person shooter developed by Blizzard. There initially was a different game that a lot of the Blizzard devs who no longer worked on World of Warcraft were working on. A lot of them moved from WoW to that game, which I don't remember the name of. Okay. But then that got scrapped, and essentially everybody moved over to Overwatch. Not literally everybody, but a very large amount of the people who were working on that game, which it has a name that I do not remember, moved over to Overwatch. And it's a first-person shooter. Currently, the roster's like, I don't know, fucking 20 characters or something. Probably not that many, like 16, I think. I'm trying to think. There's like 4 categories, and I think there's 4 in each category right now. I'm not sure. But I think that's the case. And the thing that differentiates the characters is obviously their guns and their abilities. And that's where the comparison to MOBAs comes from, is the fact that they have unique abilities that aren't exactly all in line with like first-person shooter type stuff, right? I'll probably take that. We'll see. Fuck it. So there's a lot of like very, very unique rock paper scissors style abilities that the characters possess, and they have cooldowns and shit, and it's cool. And so it adds this extra level of depth into what is already a very deep experience. First-person shooters are fairly innately deep as a game type, because there is a severe, like if you look at Dota 2, the range in skill in Dota 2, a lot of it is concentrated on knowledge of mechanics, right? If somebody doesn't know a lot, they will generally just be strictly worse than people who do. And that's why, it's not all knowledge. There is a lot of actual literal gameplay involved, but a lot of improving in Dota 2 comes from understanding and knowledge, right? And it's not just, what do these abilities do? But it's also, for example, you're playing a character, let's say you're playing, I don't know, Legion Commander, right? You're playing Legion Commander. A lot of the knowledge of Legion Commander comes from which abilities do my opponents have that beat me? Do they still have them? You know, like which character should I duel? Duel, of course, forces you and the target to attack each other without using abilities or anything for a limited amount of time. But other people can interfere with the duel. So there's a lot of really unique learning that happens when you're learning when you can duel people, when is a reasonable time to duel people, right? And who to duel, based on team comps, based on your items, all that stuff. That's all knowledge, right? That gets baked into your understanding as you play the game more, or even watch other people play the game, right? It's a lot of knowledge. That's where a lot of the skill in Dota comes in. There is times where it's like, oh, okay, I hit my buttons really well, and this cool thing happened, right? That can happen, for sure. That's the other part of it, right? But a lot of the skill range just comes from knowledge. Now, first-person shooters, knowing what gun your opponent has does matter, but the knowledge of understanding their gun and how it fires and stuff is much less of a factor in your skill level than being able to aim your gun at opponents, right? There is a knowledge factor, but just the aiming process is such a dramatic skill range. So taking that as the basis of the gameplay and expanding on it by adding these abilities that you would normally see in a MOBA or an RPG or whatever, right? I, for some reason, thought I still had an item in there. Whoops. Wait, why didn't that open? I thought I opened that. Alright. And that's really cool. That's really unique that, you know, you take what is already very heavy skill and then add that level of additional knowledge requirement to it, if you will. It's a very, very unique idea, and it's been, I think it's been attempted before. I can't imagine it hasn't been, but Overwatch definitely seems to have done it really well, at least so far. The other thing is, I believe the devs have stated their want to make the actual, because the way it currently works is that the gameplay has very heavy involvement with the ability to switch characters, which TF2 of course has that, where you can switch characters on the fly, and it's very cool. It allows TF2 to be a very dynamic experience, right? Where, you know, you can't just, you pick your dude at the start, right? And then one team has like 2 scouts like 3 soldiers and 1 medic, right? And then the opposing team has fucking 5 heavies and a medic. Well, let's be reasonable here. The heavy team most likely will win, right? But that's the cool thing. TF2 allows you to change on the fly. So you see, oh shit, they have 5 heavies. Let's switch it up and grab some fucking, I don't know, demo men, I guess. Soldiers are pretty good against heavies, but I would argue demo men are probably better. But it's, I don't know. Well, and also, I apologize if that's an inaccurate description. My knowledge of competitive TF2 is pre any update. So, base weapons. So, I apologize if it's outdated, but... yeah, so, like, there's this dynamic switching on the fly, and because they want that, they feel that that's such an important thing to the gameplay, they've... And again, this is something I heard from a friend, so I'm sorry if it's not fully accurate. But apparently they've shown interest in the idea of allowing you to play every hero, which is what they're calling them. You own every hero, you don't have to buy heroes, right? They've shown interest in that model, and probably will get their money from other places. So, for example, they could be doing the Dota 2 system of everything's free. Everything gameplay-wise is free. You have it. And if you want to spend money, here's hats. And that's probably the system they'll go with. I think that's the system most people are expecting them to go with, and it's a reasonable system. It's interesting, though, because people, for some reason, tend to think that the system only worked for Valve, right? Like, it specifically worked because they're Valve or something. One thing I've seen thrown about more than once is actually the idea that Valve did the free-to-play system with Dota because they're so fucking rich. Now, they are rich, so I just realized, oh god, I missed golden chests because I'm stupid, I'm sorry. I fucked it up. And don't get me wrong, Valve is rich as fuck, right? That's right, there was a tinted rock here. They're rich as fuck. But the reason they went with the free-to-play system isn't because they're rich as fuck. They are rich as fuck, but that's irrelevant to the free-to-play system. The reason it worked is because people fucking love free-to-play games. If you look at the amount of people playing games, and you section it off into categories, right? If you literally just have paid versus free-to-play, the free-to-play numbers are overwhelmingly higher than paid. So dramatically so that it is a very clear indication that people, at the very least, will try every free-to-play game, or at least a very large number of free-to-play games. Which makes sense, because you lose nothing by attempting it, right? You don't lose, you don't have to invest an amount of money in order to try it. And that's the thing too, is that's why piracy actually tends to help the games industry, is that it's essentially a demo for a lot of people. Because people love to try games if they don't have to spend money. If they have to spend money, they're much less likely to try it, right? And if they're much less likely to try it, how will they buy it, right? So that's the thing. Like, that's why free-to-play is such a good system. Now, you could make the argument that freemium is similar enough, and freemium, of course, I'm referring to as it's essentially the League of Legends model. Obviously, more games do it, but League of Legends, of course, is the biggest game that does the freemium model, which is to say, it's free, but if you spend money, you essentially get benefit, right? Not necessarily in-game benefit, of course. You don't necessarily just play better, like you're not stronger because you spent money, but you do, you know, get to cut out grinding, right? So you either pay with money or time. That's the freemium model. You are paying, but it's money or time, right? They give the option. And that's great. I mean, it's definitely, it can be better. If done properly, it can definitely be better than a paid service. But I would argue that the way League of Legends does it, as well as quite a number of other games, after League of Legends' popularity, of course, they do it in a very, very anti-consumer fashion. Because of how dramatic the time investment is versus how comparing to the monetary cost, it's a very dramatic difference, right? So I don't actually know how much a new champion is in League of Legends when it comes to money-wise right now. I actually don't even remember how much it was when I played. I just know that I spent money a lot more than I spent IP. Because I was in high school, and you know, money's a lot easier at that time. Specifically, hey mom, can I get like $10 to spend on this video game? Sure. All right. Thanks, mom. You know, which I mean was great, but you know, so you can spend. I want to say, I'm just gonna assume it's like $10. That sounds reasonable. I think $10 is like 1200 RP or something like that. I think that's what I remember. And I think champions are generally around that much RP. And then IP, they used to be 6300 on release, and now they actually have a higher price on release for the first 2 weeks, which is utterly fucking ridiculous and anti-consumer, but whatever. People seem to just eat that shit up. And 6300 IP takes a pretty ridiculous amount of time to farm up. If you're just playing like one game a day, getting your first win of the day for your bonus IP and shit, yeah, your time investment's not huge, but it also takes a long time in absolute time, if you will. Your commitment to, you know, it'll take like a week of one game a day. Rather than you can grind it out in a day, but it'll take like fucking 15 hours or something, right? Those are like the numbers we're looking at. I don't actually know if that's reasonable at all. In fact, I don't think you can. Well, you probably could grind it out in one day, but not within reason, I don't think. So that's like a freemium model, and that's awful, right? And people seem to defend the freemium model, being like, oh, the actual free-to-play model, like in Dota, is only possible if you're already super mega ultra rich. But at the same time, Dota 2 is like the highest grossing game on Steam. And I have to say, I don't think that that's because Valve is ultra rich. Right? I don't think that line of reasoning it adds. It actually might not be the top grossing. It probably is, though. I think I read that somewhere. It's definitely the most played. I think it is also the top grossing, which makes sense based on the ways they make money. So yeah, I don't think it's because Valve is super ultra mega rich. I think that's just you know, that's just correlation. There's no causation or explanation or anything. I think it's just literally Valve does the free-to-play model, the actual free-to-play model with Dota 2, and also they're super ultra mega rich. But regardless, Blizzard has shown interest, potentially, in a true free-to-play model. Hopefully. Or it would also be perfectly reasonable if they just charged, you know, money up front. Fuck it, you know? Whatever. Go back to the way that they used to do games. You know, way back when. Where you just buy the game. Congrats, you have the game. I fucking hate you, Megamaw. I have found Megamaw to be harder and harder the more I've played this game. How does that hit me? Every time I fucking fight Megamaw, it's harder. I don't understand it. It's unreasonable. Blech. All right. Okay, we're fine. I'm gonna assume the shop is way down here, so I'm gonna visit the shop. The shop. I'm really not digging the amount of rooms with these fuckers. Fat leapers! Stop with the bullets! Oh my god, they were so accurate. Every bullet was so fucking spot on. Oh my god, oh my god. These rooms are ass. Just ass. These all suck. I'm hating this. I'm hating this fucking shit right now. I am so unlucky. Holy fuck! Oh my god, just let me play Isaac. I just want to play Isaac and talk about shit. Stop doing this to me, game. Good money. Yeah, no, that's super useful from this point on. That wasn't the last shop. Thanks, Greed. You're my favorite. My flavorite, even. Good, that didn't even hit the fourth one. It's not like it was totally in range or anything. I fucking hate this shit. I fucking hate this shit. We gotta have bombs. Without bombs, I would be fucking doomed. I'm still doomed. One spirit heart, huh? More masks! You kidding me? I don't understand why there's so many goddamn masks every time I'm just trying to have a fun time and enjoy this video game for what it is. Nothing but fucking masks, shitty rooms, and just overall awfulness. I just want to enjoy video games, man. Why can't I enjoy video games? What the f- What? Huh? Also, what the fuck is with their health? I shoot them 4 times before they die. I actually have damage up. And I'm doing like basic damage levels. At least versus that enemy. I don't understand, actually. I'm so fucking confused. Jesus Christ. Hey, let's try and distract myself from the awfulness that it is this run. And talk about Afterbirth, because there was a stream today. I fucking hate this stupid fucking bullshit! Oh my god! I'm sorry, I'm fucking tilted because of trying to do the Lost for fucking 2.5 hours. I just can't handle this right now. This is stupid. Holy shit. But there was a stream today previewing a lot of Afterbirth stuff. It looked sweet. Fuck. I guess I'm just not allowed to talk about anything aside from how hard I'm getting my ass handed to me. No deal? Oh, okay. That's cool. Yeah, let's just keep going. No problem, man. I'm so fucking mad. I'm really, like, incredibly upset right now. This is actually pissing me the fuck off. But yeah, there was a stream today, similar to the Overwatch stream, where people were allowed to play Afterbirth early. And I don't know the actual people that were playing it. I didn't know any of them. I saw Tyrone. Now I now have a face to match the Twitter. But it was cool. They showed off a lot of shit in Afterbirth, and I'm excited. I don't think that should be a surprise. I was excited before like anything got revealed, but I'm especially excited now that I've seen a lot of the specifics. One cool thing, they showed off a new like tier effect that you could get, a new item obviously that affected your tiers. I only saw it in image form. I actually didn't catch the stream. I had to watch like VODs and shit, but it was a fairly long VOD, so I was like, eh, whatever. So I was looking on the subreddit, and people described it, and it's like, it's called Tech X, I think, and it's basically a charge shot technology, and you shoot little balls, like, you know, circles of laser, similar to the circle of laser you get from having Ludovico with technology. But you shoot them, right? You shoot out these circles, and obviously the circle is larger the more you charge. Presumably the damage goes up the more you charge, and it looked sweet. It looked really fucking neat. Also, the fact of the matter is, the one thing that has me most excited for Afterbirth is that pretty much, if not every combination of items, pretty much every combination of items, is going to actually have legitimate design behind it, right? So the reason, in case you don't know why not every item combo makes sense, for example, I have 20/20, but it's clearly not shooting out of both eyes. The reason that's the case is because every interaction between items, you can't really dynamically, well, you can, but it's much harder. But it's unrealistic to try and dynamically create items that know how to interact with each other, right? It's much easier to just actually create all of the specific interactions within your game, right? As long as there's a finite number of items, that's a very reasonable way to do it, and that's the way it was handled. The problem is, obviously, not every combination was caught in that method of creating combos, and so there's quite a few that don't work. They don't have a cool interaction. I fucking hate this shit. All right, real talk. What the fuck is with this shit? I don't understand. I do no damage. Like, my damage should be high as fuck, but it's not. Why is it allowed that there's not a safe spot on the screen? There's no safe location on the screen with that. Why is that a thing? It makes no sense. There's no good gameplay reason for there not to be a location that you can go on the screen and not get hit by that. That's guaranteed damage. That's why I don't like the Lost. Because if you get Conquest, well, and if you get Conquest and you don't have 9 lives or Holy Mantle, fucking say goodbye to your run. Or hope that you can one-shot this motherfucker. Good, no deal either. Yeah, this is sweet. Awesome. Nice! I just don't understand it. How can I fucking obliterate this game on such a frequent basis and still this shit happens? Like, I just get fucked by non-skill based shit, by just randomness. I fucking hate this. That was on me because I'm tilting, but my point stands. There's so much fucking bullshit. And I know it comes with the territory, but I don't think that that makes it unreasonable for me to be upset about it. God damn it. Oh good. No, this is an enjoyable room. Just don't charge me. That'd be great. Thanks. If that guy charged me, well, guess who was getting a free hit? That's right. This guy. Who has 2 thumbs and doesn't give a crap. That's right, Bob Kelso. Alright, let us say fuck all this shit. Give me something. Okay. Nice. Alright, we're gonna be back again. I promise you. We will return to that room. I see you, Spikes. So the biggest difference, by the way, you've probably noticed, between normal and hard mode, is that hard mode, every room has a champion in it, basically. There's just shitloads of them. Which isn't a huge deal, but it's obnoxious, because the champions also do not always drop their respective item. In fact, I've noticed they pretty much never do. It's very rare when they do. I think I've had 2 champions drop their respective item in this like entire run, aside from the coin ones. To basically, hey, there's another one. But I think before this I had 1 key and 1 bomb drop from champions, and then I had a few coins drop from the champion hollows. So it's very rare to get the respective drops from champions, which is frustrating for me. Ha. I'm gonna need somebody to break that down for me. How did my laser, when shot in a straight line across the room to two enemies that are identical to each other at the exact same Y coordinates in the room, how did it hit one yet not the other? That is a bizarre oddity to me. I don't quite understand how it's possible, aside from the easy explanation of the hitboxes are fucky or their positioning in the room is fucky. Either way, something's fucky. Which is it's an interesting thing to me. Yes, please, and abso-fucking-lutely. Alright, Spoonbender is probably the best pickup I could have gotten. I fucking don't understand what's wrong with my brain. I don't. I just don't. Which is like, you know, a symptom of having something wrong with your brain. No. I would love it if you just stopped giving me Gertie Juniors. That would be sweet. If those could be the last Gertie Juniors I could see for the rest of my life, that'd be sweet. Probably won't happen, but I would like it. I would appreciate it. What was the last thing I was talking about before I got super sidetracked on tilt mode? I don't fucking remember. Probably something about Overwatch or Afterbirth. Doesn't really matter at this point. Am I actually not gonna have enough charge? Is this real life? Is that what's happening? I will donate. I'm too fast, dude. I will donate and just, you know, for good measure, also the luck ups. Potential luck ups. It's never guaranteed, but... Actually, I think you can only get one luck up from donating. I'm not sure, but I think that's the case. Regardless, I'm gonna throw as much money in this thing as I possibly can. Yeah, I'm losing damage on money equals power if it shows up. But I don't think it's reasonable to expect it to show up. At this point, at the very least. And then if it does, whoops. That's pretty much all I can say on that subject. You know what? I'm realizing how fucking stupid I am, by the way. Just like every time I do something, I look back at it and I think I'm stupid as fuck. I realize that I'm really bad at actually thinking ahead of the curve. Now, if you don't know what I'm referring to specifically, that's okay. There's a room that I still haven't been in on this floor that happens to give me a charge on my D6. Now, here's the unique thing about it. In order to get into that room, I need to have a certain amount of health. Now, I'm sure you'll notice that there were multiple occasions where I actually was able to throw away some hit points. Now, the first of which happened when it wasn't reasonable for me to do it because I only had one heart container. But then, since then, I picked up the Halo. However, I've also blown up another blood bank in the arcade after being upset that I wasn't able to get my last charge. Just staring me in the face, and then I just blew it up. So, I'm fucking stupid, and I apologize for my stupidity. Let's move on, shall we? Bombs? Damn. I actually wanted bombs at that point, because I don't really want to spend my own bomb. Because I want to finagle it to blow both mushrooms. Happened. Nice. Sweet. Cool. Sick. Awesome. So yeah, now I'm at a bit of a fucking, I don't know, a jail of my own design, I suppose. I've done a really stupid thing, and I missed out. You know what? I don't remember if I have a passive item in that room, though, the library. I'm gonna go check. Oh, right, I have the habit! Jesus Christ, man. I do have passive items. Why haven't you re-rolled? I thought I picked you up. Well, now I'm just upset. I guess I missed out on 2 attempts at... Oh, you know what? It's because... I know why. It's because Necronomicon was the... that was with the final reroll to start getting item room items. And I saw item room items, so I assumed that it was reasonable that I was done with books. Even though Necronomicon got rolled, I didn't really think about it. So that explains why that didn't get re-rolled. So I only missed out on 1 reroll with that slot. I'm gonna assume it's the way with the most big rooms because welcome to Layout Generator. Layout Generator 2015. How many big rooms you gotta go through? All of them? Yeah, sounds about right. That'll be where the boss is. I don't know why some bombs seem to take like an extra fucking quarter second to explode. That one did, and I almost got fucking hit by it because of it. You know what? Yeah. If I don't have to, okay. If I don't have to fight the room, I'm not gonna fight the room. You know. Fine by me, man. Fine by me. So the great thing about having Spoonbender is that I actually get to hit Isaac with a good amount of shots. Instead of, you know, a lot missing because I have to actually dodge. Prioritize dodging, of course, over damaging. That is the thing about Isaac that makes it pretty unique. I mean, it's not that unique because shmups have been doing it for ages, but... it's the fact that your offense is often less meaningful than your defense. How do I avoid that? What is that shit? Oh my god. Every time it's on the right, except for the one fucking time that I end the phase at the top fucking left. God fucking damn it. I hate this game sometimes. Sure. Goodbye, Pew Pew Laser. Hello, damage. Alright, I've made a horrific mistake. I can never hit them because the time it takes to charge up a reasonable distance shot is unreasonable. I've made a mistake. That makes it much better. Right, but your game plan is so it's so heavily encouraged. The game plan is so slanted towards the defensive. Right, you're encouraged to be able to basically focus on defense rather than offense. Obviously, when it comes to item pickups, most people will focus on offense rather than defense because the less amount of time that you have to spend fighting something, the easier it is to maintain avoiding damage from it for as long as you need, of course. So, makes sense to focus on offense item-wise, focus on defense gameplay-wise. That's just a good strategy. Why did that one take an extra fucking quarter second? Why? What causes that? Ugh. I'm so fucking angry. I just want to no longer be angry. I want this torment to end. Good. I'm gonna need luck. Lots of it. Jesus. Alright. Okay. Okay, we're good. Just had to get it out of my system, whatever it was. I'm sorry. I fucking hate uploading episodes. Like, I've scrapped probably 50 plus episodes. Actually, far over 50, I have to think. Episodes because of basically shit like this, where I'm like, either Mondo tilt, or it dies super early, or it just didn't feel good, or whatever. So, but I really, I don't know. It just feels bad uploading episodes like this, but whatever. Apparently, it's a thing people enjoy, seeing other people angry, which I don't get. It's one of the things I just don't understand. That's why, like, I love Markiplier. I do. He seems like a genuinely awesome person. I do enjoy watching his videos, but every time that he does that, like, super fake random anger bullshit, I just completely lose interest. And it's a shockingly large amount of the time when that happens, which is unfortunate. And I understand he does it because the majority of his audience is still into lol random phase, so whatever, I get it. But at the same time, it just, I don't know, it upsets me. I don't like it. Alright, nice, we did it. Okay. So that's why I don't like uploading episodes, or any video really, where I'm just overly negative. Apparently people like it, but I don't personally, which is, I don't want to be a fucking hypocrite, you know? That's my life goal, is to not be a hypocrite. So I don't want to be like, yeah, I just don't like it when people are super angry all the time. Rage videos are fucking dumb, and then like upload them, you know? Like, yeah, people get angry, but I don't like watching it. I don't know why people do. So, anyway, thanks for watching. Sorry that the episode sucked. Sorry that it wasn't The Lost. Sorry for everything. I fucking failed you. Whatever. I don't know. There's not much else to say. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one.